Everyone, this is Ben Anand. This is Modern DJ Musings video. Today's tutorial is about using SoundCloud playlists, and I'll break this down into 3 parts. The first part will be how to create a SoundCloud playlist and add tracks to it. Second part will be how to edit and update that SoundCloud playlist once it's been created. And then last, I'll talk a little bit about why use SoundCloud playlists, but I wanted to get into the how-to first on this video, so let's do that. First of all, I'm starting on my SoundCloud homepage here, and I can click on the Playlists tab here, and you would think that that would be where you would go to start a new playlist, but it's actually not. This shows all the playlists that I've created before today, but it actually doesn't give a place to create a new playlist, which is weird. To create a new playlist, I actually start with the track that I want to use to start the playlist. I have a lot of tracks on my SoundCloud. I have 102 tracks to be exact, and 101 of those are mixes. There's a lot of content, and it could be hard to find these tracks that I want. So let's address what is going to be in this playlist first. For me, it's December right now. I have a New Year's party I'm excited about. I think a New Year's playlist is a good idea because I don't have that yet, and that would be a good way of promoting my New Year's party and my sets that I've recorded at past New Year's and get people excited. So let's create a Ben Anand New Year's playlist here for the tutorial example. And I, again, could scroll through all of my tracks, but it would take a long time. So I'll use the search box instead. Good thing about the search box is it's not giving me just everything for New Year on SoundCloud. I could do that by clicking the search icon there. But in the initial view, it's giving me a pretty good suggestion of things that actually exist on my SoundCloud. So you do see one thing that I've reposted here from another artist, and then you see 2 mixes that are actually mine. Let's go ahead and select one of those. So again, to make a playlist, I start with the track. That's why I'm on the track page here. This track is live 7 years ago at New Year's. To get this into a playlist, I click the More tab and Add to Playlist. This is going to be a new playlist, so I'll choose the tab Create a Playlist up top. I'll just call this Ben Anand on New Year's. And I'll go ahead and click Save. And my playlist has been created. Now I could go to the playlist, but there's not really much need for that with only 1 track in it. Let's save that for later. X that out. I'm going to do another search for New Year because I noticed another mix of mine there. And it's this one here. This is New Year's from 2015. And for some reason posted only 3 years ago. There was some kind of gap in me posting it. Anyway, I'm going to go here to More, Add to Playlist, and add to that same playlist. And I'm going to X this out again. I have one more New Year's playlist, which doesn't come up with the search New Year. It comes up with the search NY, because I use that as an abbreviation for New Year. So one thing you have to think about in searching out these things is different search terms to use. It also will pull up some stuff like New York City, which is similar with NY in it, etc. But I have found one more mix here that I want to add to my playlist, which is New Year's Day 2018. So I'm going to do one more time More, Add to Playlist, and add it to my new playlist. Okay, now I'm ready to go to my new playlist, and there it is. A couple things to note here are the tags. They're encouraging me right away to add some tags to my playlist. So I'll start with what they've suggested because those all work for me. In addition, I'd like to have techno in here. So I'll add techno and deep house because these are other genres that I post in a lot, and keeping in mind that the vibe of this playlist is New Year's. It's not a specific genre, it's a specific time. So it could be any genre depending on what time I was playing that New Year's party. And so generally I'm going to have a bunch of genres listed there because it could be anything from those genres. Okay, so go ahead and click Save, and now we have some tags. We should get to the second part, which is editing this playlist a bit. So go ahead and click the Edit tab. And we did title the playlist when we created it. I could change that if I want. I could change the URL if I want. For example, I don't need a New Year's -1, so I could put it to spinning on. There was an error, I think, because I had previously saved that, so we'll leave it. Okay, great. New Year's parties. All right, great. So anyway, I shouldn't have messed with that, but I did, and we're back. Playlist type, may as well just leave playlist. It's not an album or EP or compilation. The release date, I think we can leave blank. I think electronic is a good overall genre since it's going to be in different genres here with different sets in the playlist. Real quick description for the playlist. This is a collection of sets I have played on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Enjoy. Great. All right, so I can go ahead now and click Save Changes to make sure those things have been saved. Now I can see my description here, and I can go back and edit some more. Another thing I might want to edit is the order of the tracks. So let's look at the order of the tracks. And I like my tracks to be newest first. And SoundCloud default is to put your added track at the end, which I end up wanting to fix because I do think having fresh content is important. I'm not really trying to promote my mix from 7 years ago so much as my more recent mix. So just by default, I like to have my most recent mix at the top, especially consider that I'm going to play a New Year's set this year. I'm going to probably want to add it to this playlist, and I'm going to want that definitely to be at the top because it's a fresh new mix. So that's how I like to order my playlists. You go ahead and save changes. I do have to refresh to notice changes sometimes, so I'm going to go ahead and reload the page. I'm going to, because I had something wonky there with renaming the playlist, I'm going to go back to my profile, how we started. I'm going to go over to playlists to find it. There it is, Ben and Not Done New Year's. Let's get back to it. So what I don't like here is the image. This image was from that particular party. It worked for that party because it was from the party, but it's not my best image. It's kind of dark, doesn't preview very well, and so I want to change the image here as the next thing. Now, changing the order of the tracks automatically changes the image because I actually don't have an image assigned to the playlist. This is just pulling in whatever is track number 1. And I do want track number 1 to be the most recent, and that'll change. So this will change as I have it now to whatever is the picture from the current mix. It's not the best idea for a playlist image. So one thing I could do, of course, I could create a specific image from the playlist, and then I could upload it here. That's a good idea, but what if I don't want to do that, don't have time to do that? What if I just decide, you know, I like this image and I'd like to use this image, and the problem is I can't find this image because it's old and I can't find it on my computer. I'm frustrated. I don't want to spend time on it. So how could I get this image and use it for the playlist? Well, let's see. I could try to grab the image from here using Save As. The problem is it's offering to save it as a web page, which is not going to help me because I need it to save as an image. So that doesn't work. I could click on the image. Now look, I have a little bigger version of it, and now I could try that again, Save As. Unfortunately, same option. Only option is to save it as a web page, which I won't be able to use, so that's not going to work. What I can do is I can take a screenshot, and it's going to degrade the quality just slightly, but it's going to be a really quick fix to get what I want when I want it. To get a screenshot on my Mac laptop here, it's Command, Shift, and 4, and then it brings up this little tool that allows me to select part of the screen for a screenshot. I'm going to get as close as I can to that upper left corner, hold down the left click and keep it held, and then I'm going to grab this image here. I don't have it exactly, that's fine. I have almost exactly, that's good enough. This automatically saves the screenshot in my desktop folder. I'm going to go back and try to find that here. Keep in mind, I took this from the mix because I like that image from the mix, but I've got to get back to my playlist now. And I don't like this image that it's chosen just by default using that most recent mix that's here. Now I want to upload the screenshot that I took. So I click on Upload Image, and if it doesn't automatically go to desktop, you know you're going to have to find your desktop folder if that's where your screenshots are also saved. I can organize this by date to make it easy on myself. This has the most recent one at top, the screenshot that I just took at the same minute. And I can grab that screenshot easily. And there's that image. It is a little blurry. It's warned that the image is small and may appear blurry. That's because the screenshot was smaller than 1000 by 1000. That's okay. It's not that bad. You know, it's pretty good still. I don't mind that image. The original would be slightly better, but it's really not a big difference, right? I mean, it's better than using that dark image that I had before. So this is an example of how you can quickly get the image that you want without searching through all your files to find that original if that proves difficult. So I think we have our playlist where we want it. We've got a picture now assigned for the playlist, so this will be permanent. When I add my New Year's mix from this year's New Year's, then it's still going to have this image unless I choose to change the image. That's permanent now. I've got the order that I want, which is with the newest mix first and the oldest mix last. I've got some tags here which might help the mix and search. I've got a short description, and I'm ready to go with this playlist. I can copy the URL at the top, Control-C, and now I'm ready to put this on Facebook and various places and to post the link to let people know I've got a new playlist. So let's get to the last part of this tutorial, which is why playlists. Why would I want to use a SoundCloud playlist at all? A few reasons for that. One is just about the freshness of content. If I just posted a new mix, probably the first thing I'll do is post the link of the mix on Facebook. However, Facebook doesn't like the link that much because it takes people off of Facebook, so they don't give it a very good reach. So in other posts, I might post just the image and then put the link in the comments to get a better reach for the post. Or I might even post just a few words and then the link in a comment. So there's various ways of posting on Facebook to kind of get around their algorithms, as you may know. And the other thing is that by having a playlist, I have a whole fresh set. I have a fresh image here that's different from whatever the most recent mix is, and so it is providing some kind of freshness of content. The other reason that you want to use playlists is because they're a really good way of grouping together sets that live on your own SoundCloud and sets that live on other people's SoundClouds. So there's none of those in my New Year's playlist, but let's take a look at my playlists for an example. The best example would be, I think, Lightning in a Bottle. I've played the last 4 years at the Lightning in a Bottle Festival by Dulab, and up until this last year, they posted all of those sets on their own SoundCloud, and this last year, they did not do that. So this set lives on my SoundCloud, whereas the other 3 sets from the last 3 years before, they live on the Dulab SoundCloud. Well, the only way to really link all these sets together, because they are all from the same party, they just are on 2 different SoundCloud accounts, the way to link all these sets together is to put them in a playlist together like this. So keep in mind that in my playlist, I can not only have sets that live on my SoundCloud indicated by Ben Anon first, but I can also include sets from other playlists like the other SoundCloud accounts like the Dulabs. And this is one of the key uses of the playlist, is to bring together sets that live on different SoundCloud accounts onto my SoundCloud account. And even when I give the link for it too, when I give, for example, this link to Ben Anon Dulab 2018, and it'll actually have a URL at the top which gives people the link to my playlist and to where it lives inside my playlist, such that if people find, go to this specific link, they're going to find the Dulab SoundCloud is the host, but they're also going to be referenced to this playlist so that they're also seeing what's in my SoundCloud. So it's another good use of the SoundCloud playlist. So for whatever reason that you use SoundCloud playlists, again, there are a whole bunch of different ways to think about organizing SoundCloud playlists, and there's no limit to how many you can organize. So you can do them by time of year. For example, Ben Anand on New Year's. Other example, Ben Anand 2019 mixes. This is all my mixes from all the different SoundClouds. They've been posted from 2019 in one place. It's another handy way of organizing by time, or you say I did a Valentine's playlist last year. There's also party-specific playlists like Ben Anand at Burning Man or Lightning in a Bottle. There's location-specific playlists like Ben Anand in Hawaii, Ben Anand in Humboldt County. And then reposted playlists that I can have a playlist of all reposted from other people's SoundClouds as well. Featured mixes for my website is another one. And then I've got my genre playlists, which is one of the things I started with making SoundCloud playlists, because I wanted to be able to give a promoter, for example, all of my tech house mixes or deep house mixes, if that's what they're looking for. Here's a way I can give them a whole great handy collection of content that's specific to that genre that they're looking for. Or down-tempo mixes, which I don't have that many. Okay, I only have 2 down-tempo mixes, but I want to be able to access this, and if I want to show a promoter my down-tempo mixes, I can give them this link, which will give them, you know, the link that gives both down-tempo mixes in one thing right there. So again, genre, some of the most useful mixes are, I think, those genre-specific ones. The very first playlists I created were Ben Anand at Tropical, Ben Anand at Moon Tribe. Those are my residencies. So this also organizes all the sets from those specific residencies into a playlist. So there's endless ways you can use playlists. This tutorial, of course, is more about how to create them and how to maintain them. Hope you have found this useful, and I hope that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to find any of my links, just go ahead and look in the description of this video, and you'll find everything you need there. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have fun using SoundCloud playlists.